You know that feeling when you log in to make your car payment, and for the first time in 6 years, the balance says zero. Not overdue, not pending, zero. Paid. Done. Most people refresh the page just to make sure it is real. And then they feel something they were not expecting. Not just relief, but something that changes how they move through the rest of that day. But here is the thing nobody tells you. The payoff moment is not actually the win. What happens in the 30 days after is. And most people completely blow it. Two people, same city, same income, same kind of job, both just made their last car payment. One treats it like a finish line, celebrates for a week, and ends up right back where they started. The other treats it like a starting gun, and where they land 20 years from now looks nothing alike. The gap between them is not talent or luck. It is one decision made in 1 month, left to compound for decades. That is what we are talking about today. My name is Theodore, and I spend way too much time thinking about the financial decisions that feel small in the moment, but determine everything 20 years later. If you have ever made a last car payment, or you are counting down to one, this is exactly the kind of thing nobody explains when it actually matters. Before we talk about what changes after payoff, let me show you how deep Americans are in car debt, because the scale matters. Americans collectively owe nearly $1.8 trillion in auto loan debt right now. That number has edged past total student loan debt, which means car payments have become one of the defining debts of American life. Not mortgages, not credit cards, cars. Roughly 100 million Americans are carrying an active auto loan. The average new car payment has climbed to over $800 a month. Not for a sports car. That is the average payment for a regular vehicle bought by a regular person on a loan that now stretches nearly 69 months, almost 6 years. 1 in 5 new car buyers is signing an 84-month loan, 7 years. And here is what that looks like. You are sitting in a dealership finance office. The guy across the desk pulls up loan terms and asks, "What monthly payment works for you?" Not, "How much do you want to spend?" Not, "What is the total cost?" Just the monthly number. Because if you focus on the monthly number, you will sign almost anything. The average amount financed is roughly $45,000. On a 69-month loan, you pay back over $51,000 for something worth maybe $18,000 by the end. If your credit is not perfect, you could be looking at 18 or 19% interest on a depreciating asset. The number that reframes everything is this. The average American will spend approximately $500,000 on car purchases over a lifetime. Transportation is the second largest household expense in America, bigger than food, bigger than healthcare. So when your car loan hits zero, title in hand, lender off your back, you have just freed up the largest recurring expense most Americans will ever eliminate. The question is what you actually do with it. And, spoiler alert, most people give it straight back. Let us talk about what $700 a month is actually worth over time, because once you do this math, it becomes hard to look at a car payment the same way again. The S&P 500 has returned roughly 10% annually over the long run. That is not a guarantee, just the historical number through every recession, crash, and calamity you can name. Take $700 a month and put it into a simple index fund. After 5 years, you're at $54,000. After 10 years, $143,000. You put in $84,000. The market added $59,000 just for showing up. By year 20, the portfolio hits $531,000. Your contributions are $168,000. Market growth is $363,000, more than double what you actually put in. And by year 30, the number is approximately $1.58 million. Let me say that again. $1.58 million. You contributed $252,000 of your own money over 3 decades. The market contributed $1.33 million. You did not earn that $1.33 million. You just did not interrupt it. The car payment is not costing you $800 a month. It is costing you $1.33 million. And that is the number nobody puts on the sticker. Around year 8, the returns first exceed your contributions. The market starts depositing more per year than you do. The final decade alone accounts for 66% of your total wealth. Every year you delay does not cost you 1 year of contributions. It costs you the most expensive part of the ending balance. 2 people, same income, same age, both drive cars their whole lives. Person A finishes one loan and starts a new loan forever. Person B pays the car off, keeps driving it, and invests $500 of the freed cash each month. After 30 years, Person B has roughly $1.1 million from that one decision. Person A has 0. Same income, same cars. A $1.1 million gap created not by earning more, but by not giving the money straight back to the lender every single time. And the impact of debt is not only financial, it is neurological. You know that thing at 2 a.m. on a random Thursday where you are not stressed about anything specific, but your brain starts running numbers anyway? How much is in checking when the payment hits? Whether the timing works? What happens if something unexpected comes up? That is not just anxiety. That is debt occupying mental real estate you did not consciously give it. A 2019 PNAS study tracked nearly 200 people who received unexpected debt relief and measured what happened. Eliminating debt improved cognitive performance by about 1/4 of a standard deviation, reduced anxiety by 11%, and decreased short-term thinking by 10%. The most counterintuitive finding was that the number of separate debt accounts mattered more than the total dollar amount. 5 $1,000 debts are harder on the brain than one $5,000 debt. Each one creates its own background process, constantly consuming cognitive energy, whether you are thinking about it or not. The APA has ranked money as the #1 stressor in America every single year they have measured it. 73% of Americans say it is their top source of stress. So when a car loan disappears, what people describe is not just relief, it is clarity. The hum of that monthly obligation goes quiet, and better decisions follow almost automatically. Not because they became a different person, but because they got their bandwidth back. But here is the brutal truth. Most people experience that clarity for about 3 months before the dealership wins it back. Because the trap waiting on the other side of payoff does not feel like a trap at all. It feels like freedom. The month your car loan ends, you have $800 more in your checking account than the month before. That money does not land feeling like wealth-building capital. It lands looking like breathing room. Richard Thaler showed that people treat money differently based on what mental category it lands in. That $800 does not automatically go into the future wealth bucket. It goes into available income, where it gets spent on the same things available income always gets spent on. Slightly nicer dinners, a phone upgrade, a subscription you forget you signed up for, and then the car starts bothering you. You are at a stoplight and your eyes drift to the newer one next to you. The screen in your car looks like it is from a different era. The seat heating has 1 setting now instead of 3. There is a rattle around 65 miles per hour you have been explaining away for 4 months. Could be nothing. Could be the beginning of a very expensive conversation with a mechanic. And quietly, without ever making a formal decision, your brain starts the negotiation that leads people right back into the cycle. The data on this is brutal. 28% of trade-ins right now carry negative equity. The owner owed more than the car was worth and rolled that gap into the new loan. They never made it to zero. They got close enough to see it and then drove away from it. They are now paying an average of $940 a month, $140 above the industry average, because the old car's debt is stacked on top of the new one. The average trade-in is 3.7 years old on a 69-month loan. People are restarting the cycle at month 44. The entire dealership model is built on most people experiencing freedom from a car payment for approximately one oil change before they loop back in. And even among people who make it to zero, many still treat it like a finish line. 36% of Americans earning over $100,000 live paycheck to paycheck, not because income is too low, but because every raise, every bonus, every paid-off debt gets converted into a new, ongoing expense. The money always finds somewhere to go. The only question is whether you directed it. There is a reason this cycle is so hard to break. It is identity. Think about the last time a coworker or neighbor pulled up in something newer and you felt that flicker. Not quite jealousy, but a quiet question about whether what you are driving still says the right thing about you. That feeling is not an accident. It is the product of decades of automotive marketing. In America, your car is not transportation. It is a statement. A MarketWatch survey found 1 in 4 Americans owns a car beyond their budget, while 17% got a second job specifically to afford their vehicle. Thomas Stanley spent decades studying actual millionaires and found that 86% of luxury cars are driven by non-millionaires. The median price a millionaire paid for their most recent car was $31,367, and 61% of households earning over $250,000 drive Toyotas, Hondas, and Fords. The people building real wealth are not announcing it through monthly payments. They are too busy compounding it. So the next time someone pulls up in a brand new $75,000 truck and you feel that flicker of, maybe I should upgrade, statistically, there is an 86% chance that person is not a millionaire. There is a 100% chance they have a car payment. So here is the playbook. When you carry a car loan, your lender controls your insurance, full coverage, low deductibles, because if you total it, they want their money first. The second the loan ends, those requirements disappear. Full coverage costs the average American roughly $2,500 to $3,000 a year. Liability only runs $600 to $1,200. That is a potential savings of $800 to $1,800 annually on top of the freed car payment. The decision framework is called the 10% rule. If your annual comp and collision premium exceeds 10% of your car's current market value, those coverages probably are not worth it. Car worth $6,000, paying $900 in comp and collision means you are paying 15% of the car's value to protect something that nets $5,500 if totaled. A reasonable middle path is to drop collision, keep comprehensive, and raise your deductible to $1,000. You are probably saving another $100 to $200 a month on insurance alone. Only 8% of drivers have actually done this evaluation. The other 92% are paying for lender-required coverage on a car that does not have a lender anymore, out of inertia. There are 3 steps here. They are not complicated. They are specific. Step 1. Automate before your brain finds the money. Set up a transfer of the exact payment amount to somewhere intentional on the same day it used to leave your account. Do not give it 48 hours in checking. Your brain will spend it. People who automate the redirect sustain it. People who move money manually every month lose the habit within about 3 months. Step 2. Kill high-interest debt before investing $1. Sending $700 to a brokerage while carrying $8,000 in credit card debt at 21% is technically investing, but mathematically, it is like bailing out a sinking boat while ignoring the hole. No emergency fund? Build 3 months of expenses, roughly $19,500, in a high-yield savings account first. That is what prevents a $1,200 repair from becoming a credit card balance that follows you for years. Emergency fund solid? Run the debt avalanche, highest interest rate first. Adding $700 a month to a $10,000 balance at 21% wipes it out in 15 months and saves nearly $2,700. Step 3. Invest what is left, boring and consistent, forever. Max your 401k employer match. That is an immediate 50 to 100% return, which no index fund can promise. Then, a Roth IRA if you qualify, with a $7,500 annual limit and tax-free growth. Then, a taxable brokerage, low-cost index fund, automatic contributions. Done. You are not trying to be clever. You are trying to be consistent. And on the car, do not rush to replace it. Modern vehicles last 200,000 to 300,000 miles with basic maintenance. The average vehicle on American roads is now nearly 13 years old. The paid-off car does not get less reliable the day after your last payment. It gets cheaper. No loan, lower insurance, maintenance at $800 to $1,200 a year instead of $800 a month. While driving it, put $200 a month into a car fund. 5 years, $12,000. 7 years, nearly $20,000. Add the trade-in value, and you buy the next car with cash. The loan never starts again. And that brings us to the part that is not about math, because math is the easy part. The harder part is the social reality of driving a paid-off, aging car in a world where everyone treats your vehicle as a statement about who you are. But the person with the paid-off car and the growing investment account wakes up one morning and realizes they have something the newer car does not automatically buy. Options. They can leave a bad job, take time between jobs, say no, breathe. Their car does not announce any of that. But that is what financial freedom actually looks like, not the truck in the driveway. The options nobody else can see from the road. So if you log in one day and see that balance hit 0, do not go look at new cars. Do the boring thing. Set up the automatic transfer before the week is out. Keep driving the paid-off car. Let the number in the investment account quietly become the most important number in your financial life. That is where the real win is, not in the payoff, in the 30 days after.